everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday and excited to be with you. Talk a little real estate. Talk a little Airbnb. That's what we're going to talk today about on our show. So we got a great show for you. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. Busy time. Spring market starting for us and it's off with a boom. So we're over the rain. Got a chance to spend a little time the other day with my daughter. She started golf lessons, so that was kind of exciting. You know, she's only 6, and we'll get a little housekeeping issues, talk to you guys, and we'll jump into the show. But she's only 6, so I said, well, would she play golf? You know, she's kind of skinny like her daddy, and is very athletic. She plays soccer and karate and basketball, and she got out there and did really, really well. So they have a first tee program here in town. You can get to play on a couple of the golf courses. I think it's 7 or 8 weeks. Her papa put her into it, and she did really well. So when we were done, we took a few minutes and got in the golf cart and rode around, little daddy-daughter time. Always fun doing that. You got to step away, guys. You got to step away, take a few moments, and spend that quality time. It's life's too short. We all work too much. We've got so much going on. Make time for what's important. So we'll jump into our show. If you're tuning in for the first time, we talk a little real estate about everything here in your backyard. East Tennessee, the market is on fire. Not enough inventory. Nick, my marketing director, was telling me we got 1,367 homes on the market. That's 1,367, guys. What we're going to do when we run out? I guess if we run out of homes, I'm going to go to the golf course. So inventory is at an all-time low. We're going to see more inventory come on the market. It's going to go quickly. Buyers, be ready. Be prepared. We were showing a property the other day, and if you don't have your pre-approval letter, if you don't have your proof of funds, you're going to get there. You're going to go through all the work of finding the home. And guess what? You're going to get beat out by another buyer because you're not prepared. Number one, get a great agent in your corner that knows the market, that can cover the whole area. Because in this market, you may want to be in one area, but then you may need to travel 20 minutes to find the right home. You got to be open to that. We had a conversation with some clients yesterday, and you have to be open to expand what you're looking for because of the scarcity of the market, to be open to compromise. You know, it's always going to come into that. Nick and I were talking before the show. We go, the rates are an opportunity now. Some of the best rates that we've ever seen in 20 years. So now allows, if you can find the right home, you can sell yours for top dollar. Yes, you may pay a little more on the purchase side, but think about this. Just because you're paying a little more on the purchase side, you're financing, and most people will finance the home. You know, with the rates being so low, we're seeing probably an 80 to a 20% finance versus cash deal. And when the rate's so low, taking the tax advantage, why not do it, okay? And so you're going to be able to afford more house. 30-year, 15-year mortgage. We're always going to recommend a 15-year mortgage because it's going to save you a lot of money in the long term. But if you do get a 30-year mortgage, keep in mind it's going to allow you to afford more house for your money. So let's talk a little Airbnb. We got a busy week. Just a couple of things that we have housekeeping. Some congrats. Congrats to REWR Road putting their house under contract. Another one of the Reguses sold. I believe it's 413 under contract. Congrats. Another one on a unit on 506 that sold recently, and then under contract 406 over at Regus. Congratulations to Trout Way. They just recently went under contract, record time, so way above list. So excited for that, and working on getting that deal closed. And many others, just can't get them all on this show. We'll have to catch you next show. So I want to talk about Airbnb. So if you've ever thought about Airbnb, if you heard Airbnb, you go, what is that? And I'm not an expert on it, but we're going to try to dive in that together today. I have a lot of my clients, a lot of properties that we have that they acquire those properties for Airbnb. Airbnb is a unique approach where you can either own it, and get this, you don't even have to own the property to do Airbnb. We'll talk about that. But most properties are owned. It's a unique approach towards lodging. It's a shared economy where basically you're a host. And you can do from weekly monthly rentals, which most traditional tenancies are going to have per month, right? You know, you're going to sign a lease, you're going to find a property, you're going to sign them to a 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Most common in the marketplace is 12 months. Some hot parts of the market, they'll do a 6 month or a 3 month lease Florida, they do different markets there. We get some snowbirds that come in and they'll sign a 6-month lease. We've got a condo downtown or down in Destin. And very common that in the off-market season, the owners will do a 6-month or 4-month lease that the properties don't rent as quickly. Airbnb is a unique place to stay instead of a hotel. They work on a daily schedule. And so you could find units in Knoxville. How about our great Gatlinburg Smoky Mountains? How about Europe? Los Angeles, Hawaii? Good opportunity to go across the country and travel. Now, what makes this pretty neat is you may even stay in somebody's house. Well, that would be neat. I think I'm going to do that. You think April would like? We're going to convert our house to Airbnb, and we can have guests. It's always a wild party at the Coleman house. So we've got babies, we've got puppies. I don't know how popular we'll be on Airbnb, but we'll try it out. But really, it's for a place where you can do these rentals, and there's a host. There's a place online where you go online, Airbnb, and multiple other sites to post. A lot of the postings are free, with the postings. And, that opportunity there is, I was listening to somebody before we started the show because I'm not an expert on this, but it's a hot topic. Actually, Airbnb went public, an IP that went public recently, and I think their shares are somewhere around 183 a share. So it's been a hot commodity. And the business is popular all across the country and across the world, really. What makes it so great? What makes it so inviting? Well, the biggest thing is this is going to be for your investors. When you're investors, this is an investment. And I was listening to somebody that said, well, if you have a rental property, let's say it's bringing in $1,200 a month, and all of a sudden, you've got a mortgage of $900 a month. So you're going to be making $300 a month profit. Well, with Airbnb, the opportunity is unlimited. So the unlimited is where it's more a daily rental. So you look at some of the hotel costs versus what a daily Airbnb would be. So you may rent the property out. Let's say that there's 30 days in a month. You may rent it out 20, 21 days a week. But on average, your cost could be as much as $200 a night. So some of the investors that were investing in Airbnb were averaging over $2,000 a month more than they would on the traditional way of renting. With everything being so expensive now and real estate investing, if you're getting in the marketplace and you're looking for investing, we call it a quick sale, flipping. You could do something called wholesaling. You buy an investment property, you're going to hold it for a long-term gain. Well, then there's Airbnb, where there's an opportunity for similar to our cabins that is a daily rental, but a unique situation. It's kind of cool. All the real estate that they have different ideas. I was chatting with April the other day, and I was showing her a property. This is similar, that we have a Vietnam vet that's looking for a property. And he was talking about a container property where they make homes out of containers and they build a structure within. I was looking at a really cool one on YouTube, and it had a basketball court in the container. I mean, really cool stuff. So if you're thinking about investing, what I would say in 2021, open the door to different ideas. Airbnb, if you're looking to really maximize your portfolio, you watch the stock market now, everything's gone wild. And is there an opportunity to buy a property? Look at it in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge. How about downtown? We have a bunch of condos downtown. How much activity downtown allows Airbnb? Now, most areas, localities do. You want to make sure that you check to make sure that property, that the county or city that you're going to do it in does not have any restrictions, but most do not. And the cool thing is you're the host. I thought one of the things that when you do an Airbnb, you say, well, Ryan, most stays that you go to a hotel, you go in there and, you got to leave and the maids come in and clean. So in these scenarios, you clean up your own mess. So you clean up your own mess. You have a host. The good thing with Airbnb, we talk about one of the biggest risks, and we'll talk more about this as we come up on the break. The biggest risk from this is, well, what if they damage things, or what if there's some issues there? Well, Airbnb has some kind of insurance policies and things like that that they watch after and take care of your property. So there's some good things of working with a big company like this. And we'll talk more Airbnb. Stay with us with Real Estate with Ryan. We're going to talk to you more after the break.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown
He says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taking too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel. All right, we're back after the break. We're talking a little Airbnb here, a little real estate with Ryan. Fun topic. I didn't know as much about it. Kind of dived into it a little bit more about the show and did my research. Of course, we've sold a lot of properties that have had Airbnbs, and everybody, it's a hot topic. As I was saying in the first break, it went public. So the shares are 183. So very hot across the world. But we were talking about why do it Airbnb, risk in that opportunity, who does what. So you're a host, different than a traditional rental. So you're a host, you keep track of everything, but you do clean up your mess. That's a good thing. Let's talk about that versus our traditional cabins, investment properties that we have. The difference on some of that with Airbnb and what you want to think about is, with Airbnb, you got that opportunity. It's turnkey, it's weekly, it's rental, and you're not going to have the management fees that some of these high areas have. Let's say Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg's. Some of the fees could be as much as 25 to 50%. And keep in mind, some of these units that we're selling that we have on the market are already finished. So keep in mind with that. Now, with Airbnb, you're not going to have those fees as much. You're going to have some fees to Airbnb, but you're going to self-manage it. But your time is going to be your most valuable commodity, because guess what? When they leave, the guests are going to have to change things out, or you're going to have to outsource it to a private cleaning facility. So yes, they clean the property. The guest is supposed to do that themselves. But with COVID and everything, you got to still come behind them and make sure that everything's there. Now listen, Airbnb has a pretty cool service if you're worried about doing this or you're on the fence and thinking about Airbnb, has a host watching a guest through a hidden camera. Well, that's pretty cool. Airbnb has some actions to promote safety, security, and host as guests such have provide identification and preview and improving profile and review systems. So that is something I didn't know. And then some of the fees with Airbnb may charge, a guest service fee that typically maxes out about 14.2%. The host also pays a fee of around 3% and adds that to the transactions. So hosts who offer experience are subject to a 20% service fee. They're in your pocket, my friend. Doesn't matter where you're at, they've got a fee there for you. But some of the rates, you set the rates across the country. You set them to hot season, peak season. Let's say, perfect example, if you have something downtown, the Vols are playing, it's going to be a hot weekend. You're going to probably get a premium dollar where other areas may not be that, okay? Some of the rates, if you ask what Airbnb, Madison, Wisconsin, for example, is averaging about $205, all the way to Key West, Florida, it's about $665. So you can see the variance a lot higher per night. And some of those areas that are premium are getting $665 or more. So pretty expensive. Keep in mind, there are cleaning requirements with this COVID vaccine and everything going on. I say COVID vaccine, COVID-19 going on. Get your vaccine shot there or not. With Airbnb, company also provides that for the guests to make sure everything's clean, sanitized, which is a must that you want to promote in today's marketplace. Let's see what else here. That shared economy approach. You may go to Europe, you may go to Hawaii. There's always an opportunity for these particular properties and put you in a position that, is Airbnb right for you? I don't know. But I thought we'd talk about it. One of the investors that I was chatting with in the first part of the show chatted and how excited about it. And she was skeptical about before deciding to get into Airbnb. And she actually has a course on it. I'm not going to get much into that, but she was so excited that she's got into the business by wholesaling and flipping properties. And then she's kind of converted and got into the Airbnb. And the money or the profit that she's made on the return versus the traditional rent has been extraordinary. So if you're an investor in real estate, if you're a newbie, you're thinking about investing, maybe you're in the stock market, thinking about getting an Airbnb, I would, we talk about looking at 2021. We're in a different world by far. Look at different opportunities. I was just even thinking about a property. There's a lot of land still left out here, and there's opportunities on some of these properties where the inventory is lower. Maybe we need to think outside the box and say, maybe we need to create our product. Because if the marketplace is not here now, maybe we need to create it, whether it's build, maybe it's a shipping container, maybe we need to take a property that's traditionally just a lease property and turn it into an Airbnb. I like that idea, especially if it's close to the stadium. We got a lot of activity. Maybe it's to the mountains. East Tennessee, there's a reason that our market is pretty strong, guys. We have a lot to offer. We're minutes, hours from Atlanta, minutes from the Smokies. Chattanooga is beautiful. We can be to Virginia in a short amount of time. North Carolina, there's a lot going on here. Now, our economy is booming. And we have probably a 5-to-1 ratio of buyers coming through that we're just an overflow of buyers for the marketplace to, if you're thinking about selling your property now, it is the time. And I want to spend the last part of this show kind of talking about where we are in the spring. It is officially here. And we just had a great meeting the other day, walked through one of our great clients with a property that's coming on the market, beautiful property, had a chance to walk with it and kind of put the property in a position that it needs to be in the marketplace. In real estate or anything, first impression is everything. So we want to have the best impression. Well, now, guys, in the next 30 to 60 days, you're never going to have a better time to put your property on the market because it's where the flowers are the best bloom, trees look good. We saw different colors of the trees and everything coming in, and just the property looks great. Grass is starting to come up lush. And so presentation's everything. What we do now and what you want to do is, number one, you want to get with a great realtor because competition is going to drive prices up. No competition means you can get an offer. The question is, you can get an offer. Can we get multiple? Can we get more money for you? That's the goal this year. We sold, I texted one of my clients, sold in Hardin Valley, and she texted me the other day and she said, Ryan, since you sold it in 2 hours, can we get a discount? And I smiled and I said, of course you can. Can we charge more? No, I was joking. But that's the mindset. Isn't that what we're really thinking to do? When we put a property on the market, we want to make sure that ideally we put it on the market, the best presentation, the best pictures, the best walkthrough, the best write-up, get the most people competing, have them all there on one day, and then they buy it. And then if it's really great, they're like, multiple offers, and it goes way above list price. We're doing that. We just sold one here on Trout Way. I think we're 65, 70,000 above list. It's happening. Doesn't always happen, but doesn't always sell the first day. That's why you have to plan that if it doesn't, you got a plan that you're going to execute. So that is the goal. Keep in mind, we want to sell it quickly, but not every home sells quickly. So we have a plan that we're going to execute. We talk about the spring market, and I don't care what price range you're in. The one we were talking about yesterday was $1.8 million to a $200,000 house. What you want to do is do the walkthrough. Okay, it's a must. You want to walk through the property, you want to walk through the exterior. Now we have that time where the pollen's out, right? Yard needs to be trimmed. Look at the front of curb appeal. That mulch is looking thin. We've had a lot of rainwater. I mean, we've had monsoons. So you pull up, mulch is all dingy, very limited color, no flowers. Does it affect the value? I don't know. Presentation's everything. I think there's a presentation that's needed when you pull up. You know, there's two parties. Use a husband, wife, spouse. Whatever that spouse is, you got to get them excited. You got to get that feel good, right? Buying real estate, selling real estate, it's a feel good. They have to touch it. I know we're selling so many properties where people are not here, but it's an emotional buy. You know, me and my wife bought our house. It was new construction, but it was an emotional feel. We walked the lot. We felt the property. We walked through other individual properties. And in the model home that we bought, we were in it for a while. I've got pictures of my daughter, believe it or not, where we were going through the model home and we're back and forth and we're looking at the stairs and we had the same floor plan. It was able for us to see and touch it. So that's one of the biggest things that we have in the marketplace. Buyers have to feel and touch it. And when you have a whole lot of clutter, things that distract the eye from the property, they can't see their stuff in it. They can't see their family in it. That's why you always want to depersonalize, make things neutral. Less is better, right? These are things very, very important. So keep that in mind. Get with your agent. Do a pre-market tour. Better yet, give us a call. We'll help you. And our team does this on a routine basis. So there you go. Guys, you know, every week we're here Saturday talking a little real estate. We're on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock, Talk Radio 11 o'clock. We're talking about a little real estate. You guys ever want to be involved? You're a sponsored business. Give us a shout. We'd love to have you on the show. Talk a little business. You know, we're going to grow business by networking. That's what we do. Easy number is 693-SOLD. That's 693-SOLD. That's where you can call us or go to ryancoleman.org. You know, we're proud sponsors of the Vols, and we're proud to be with you guys. And see you next Saturday with Real Estate with Ryan. Y'all have a good weekend.